Well, a lot of people want to know, about your daily activities.
Okay.
So,
Right.
how many, just let us know, like what you eat, how many hours a day you train, how many hours of cardio you do,
Right.
how many hours a day you sleep.
Yeah.
Let people know what bodybuilding is all about.
So I
365, what is it, 365, 7 days a week? We
Yeah,
already
that's
know.
right. So, I put out a lot of content on my YouTube channel as well. So it breaks down a little bit more specific, like the types of workouts that I do, or the nutrition, the types of foods that I'm eating very specifically. But if you want a one-stop shop right here, right now, I would say I like to stick to 3-4 sources of protein, whether that's, well, I'm going to name off maybe more than that. But whether that's like egg whites and eggs, whether that's chicken or salmon or beef or maybe a protein powder, those are typically the food choices that I go with. Now, yes, I eat some white fish too, but
What about
I don't know
carbs?
about that. I'm not a big fan of the white fish. I don't know about you, but
I'm not a fan of fish at all.
yeah, I like the salmon, but the white fish is no, thank you. But carbs, I like to, honestly, I just like rice, man. I love rice, man.
You like potatoes?
I do love potatoes. Don't let me fool
What's
you,
your
man.
favorite potato?
Well, I told you earlier, the purple potato. You ain't never seen one of them, huh?
I heard of that purple potato until today. That's funny.
So I like the white
I don't
potatoes
think I'm
too.
the only one out there too. Yeah, me too. When I was dieting, Chad would only let me eat white potatoes.
Yeah.
He did let me eat the sweet potatoes like the last week. We was getting ready.
I am
You
not
jump
a
up
fan
on
of,
stage.
I am not a fan of sweet potatoes. Let me tell you. Maybe like, isn't there is it called the white sweet potato or something like that? Anyway,
there is a
Japanese.
white sweet potato.
I like those. I don't like the regular orange ones. I don't know.
I like the orange one better.
You can have all them, man.
Because it reminds me of a sweet potato pie, to be honest with you. And that was one of my favorite food that my mom cooked for me. Just about every Thanksgiving and every Christmas, pretty much just about every holiday day where you have a lot of food. So what do you think about the Olympia being in Orlando this year,
Oh man, I love it, dude. Look, like we talked before, we said, with the Olympia being in Vegas, that's super cool and exciting. Like we feel like that's a great place to have the Olympia. But truthfully,
better in the world.
yeah, but truthfully, man, with the Olympia being right in my backyard, maybe 2-hour drive, you can't beat it, man.
Can't beat it.
No.
It's like, actually, the Olympia is at your house, pretty much.
That's how it feels, man. Yeah.
Because I've been to Finland for the Olympia. I went to Atlanta for the Olympia, Chicago for the Olympia, Los Angeles for the Olympia, New York for the Olympia. But Vegas was the best place ever. Nothing tops Vegas. Out of all the places I've been, nothing tops Vegas.
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree with you. But let me ask you, a lot of people ask you, where's your favorite place to have the Olympia? Where was your least favorite place to have it, considering you were competing in the Olympia?
That's easy. Helsinki, Finland.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Right?
I'm going to tell you why. It was on a hockey rink.
What?
On a hockey rink. We was out there.
You're posing on ice?
Pretty much. They put a stage up there on the rink. And, we standing there on stage and it's cold,
Yeah.
Ain't no heat. You can't trying to get your veins to come out. Ain't no veins coming out. It's cold. It was the worst Olympia ever.
Yeah.
The worst ever. So you won the 212 Olympia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your goal is to win the Mr. Olympia.
The Mr. Olympia.
So where you at right now, you think?
Well, I just come off of a second place finish from last year. So I think, with the physique that we presented this past Olympia, it kind of shows where I stand amongst the other competitors. And, going into the Olympia,
What were you thinking?
I wanted to be in that top call out, meaning top 5, but I truly, truly believed I could be in that top 3 call out. And that's just me. I wasn't being vocal about it. I really thought, if I can come in and nail it, I know we can be top 3. Well, coming off the Olympia, I placed second. So that lets me know where I stand with that physique that I presented last year. So with another year of training under my belt, having a true off season, preparing for this year's Open, Mr. Olympia, I think, I can definitely make the improvements to my physique to come back and be a dominant competitor.
Well, like I said, second place guy always wins, and yours, like I said, yours is right around the corner. I still got my boys here, and
I know, I see that. I was saying, man,
you always got something to look back on, no matter how boring life gets. You always got these guys here to.
First of all, after talking to you earlier, I know your life ain't boring at all, man. You're always doing something.
Yeah.
But I was saying how badly I would love to just grab one of these, hold it, touch it, feel it, see it.
I was the same way. I never forget.
I refuse. Yeah, I refuse to touch it.
I was the same way.
I'll look at it from here. This is as close as I'm getting.
This is as close as I got to one on stage was I think the 98 Mr. Olympia.
Oh, okay.
Was the closest I got to one. And my goal back then was to always place in the top 5. And I never, ever thought I'd win Mr. Olympia.
Really?
And when it happened, shocked me, blew me away. And
you scared everybody else off, right?
Yeah. I never thought I'd win, but just looking backstage at one, I'm like, man, that'd be real cool if I could ever win one of those. But I know it ain't gonna happen, but it's nice to just look at them.
It ain't ever gonna happen. 8 titles later.
Yeah, it ain't gonna never happen. And then 8 years later, then you never know what life has in store for you. What do you think about taking second last year? You think the judging was fair?
Yeah, I do. I actually do. I think Hottie was truly the best. I do. I think he was spot on. People had argued that he could have been Mr. Olympia in previous years. Look, he wasn't, but this year he came back and he proved that he was the best. I felt that I pushed him, but I know I need to improve if I want to claim that title.
So what are your plans to? You going to get bigger, smaller?
Well, I'm definitely going to add more muscle tissue, but I have to put it in the right areas, right? I can't just get big for the sake of getting big, right? I'm not trying to hit a weight goal. I'm not trying to just put on this crazy amount of mass. I really want to make sure that I'm etching out my physique and sculpting it in the way that's Mr. Olympia worthy, right? And so what was the critique last year? They said that if I could bring my legs up from the front a little bit, meaning my quads, and if I could get a little bit denser through the chest and arm area, then, I'll have a better shot at walking away with that title. So that's the focus, and it's been the focus ever since December.
Yeah, the question I always get from people, what the first thing you eat after you get off stage at the Olympia?
I know, man. We just talked about that earlier too. Used to, I'd have a stash of stuff, man. All these baked goods and cookies and all this stuff. And then I come to realize, for me, some people can do it, but for me, I have to avoid sweets at all costs.
Oh, man.
I know, right? I go crazy, man, if I have too much. Even just like 1 or 2 bites, I can't do it. I don't want it. So I try to just stick to my clean diet. This past year, I just had like some oatmeal and some oats and protein powder. That
ain't no cheat at all.
No, I probably should have had more food.
Mine is always pizza.
Yeah?
Pizza and Dom Perignon. Matter of fact, I always have somebody to deliver it in my room after the show is over. So after the show is over, I go to my room, eat my, 10, 12 slices. I don't want to eat too much.
10 to 12 slices.
Because I got to go.
How big's a slice? It's like
it's just a regular slice. Yeah, Because I got to say.
Not the New York style like that. Right?
No. This is the thick crust. Because you.
Oh, okay, all right.
I crave bread and cheese when I get off stage in the off season. But reason I only eat like 10 to 12 slices because I'm saving room for McDonald's.
Oh, you round 2, huh? Round.
As soon as I finish eating that, that's the place I go next. I go to McDonald's, grab my 2 quarter-pounders with cheese and my 3 to 4 chocolate chip cookies.
Man, I started on them chocolate chip cookies and it's over with. I can't stop. So, but hey, man, you're gonna be at the Olympia this year, right?
Oh yeah, I would
Maybe
never.
Maybe we
miss the
share a
Olympia.
pizza after this year's Olympia. How about that?
That sounds like a good idea to me.
All right.
You know, to be honest with you, the last time I had pizza was probably the last time I competed.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Huh?
I worked at
real quick.
Domino's.
What
2
pizza?
years.
What type of pizza? Like what? Where from?
I'm gonna be honest with you. My favorite pizza has always been Pizza Hut, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Pizza Hut. Out of
I
all-
worked at Domino's for 2 years,
Yeah.
and that was my dinner
Okay.
for like almost 2 years straight. So I can't even think about Domino's pizza.
You burnt yourself
anymore.
out.
Yeah, I completely burned myself out. When you eat pizza 6 to 7 days a week, every single day, for like almost 2 years straight, yeah, you can tend to get burnt out a little
All
bit.
right, that's the secret, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to be like Ronnie Coleman, you got to eat pizza every day for 2 years straight.
Actually, that's pretty much what I did before I started bodybuilding, because I didn't get into bodybuilding until, let's see, I graduated in 86. I worked at Domino's from 87 to 88, and I started bodybuilding in 89.
Dang.
And that's when I really started putting on the size. So yeah, you pretty much
I
go
worked
right.
at Wendy's. So I worked at Wendy's. So I would take home like the double cheeseburgers all the time. I'd smash those the next day. That's what I did.